Not every influencer is useless. Actually, yesterday there was one who said this: moving to London and not knowing London would drain you out like every other big city. But if you love London, if you invest time to learn about London, to learn to enjoy it, then it will return the love. And I absolutely love this. That's why I said not every is influencer is useless, because I really like that. I really like this thought. It's a very very good one. I realized that as well, that when I know exactly what's happening on my day offs, and I have the option to choose to stay at home or go to the cinema, go to a board game night, or go for bowling, go and meet this and this person, go to an exhibition. There are countless things to do in this city, because it's still one of the best city on the planet. And there are lots of events, lot of things you can do that is free or falls into the affordable category for every salary, every sort of pocket size. And and yeah, that is absolutely true. I've been in London for a while, and 2025 obviously is very special. In many country, many culture, 2025 is very very special. There are things we never really seen it before. There are things we seen before and we did not think that it's gonna return very soon, and it did. But I'm not gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about something else. That if you spend years and years somewhere, because I'm originally from Eastern Europe, from Hungary, from the capital Budapest. So I'm coming from a big city. That's why for me it was kind of easy to get used to it. I was working here, I was studying here, and there's one thing, because it happened so many years ago. That's why I didn't talk about culture shock. What is culture shock? Culture shock is when you move to a different place. You see this, for example, when you search on social media apps, on video sharing apps, that British people spending a summer or a full year in Japan. So they talk about the food, that they thought that in Japan the food is very healthy, and then it turns out everything is like fried, and the fruits are very expensive, and so on. And and uh, and the working culture, the long hours, and so on. There's lots of them. But I've been living here for such a long time that I haven't talked about any culture shock that happened to me. But today, I need to talk about this. And I need to tell you that it's June already, so it should be summertime. We should all, be outside, hiking in the forest, up in the mountain, down in Brighton or Hastings, and down in Cornwall, enjoying the sun. But it's the weather is not that great. Actually, this is kind of almost middle of June, and this afternoon was the first time that actually I could walk around in a t-shirt, what I have on right now. That was the very very first time. And summer is supposed to be like starting from mid-May. But with me it's different, because since the pandemic I'm working nighttime. So most of the time when you're up and you're having your lunch, I'm usually sleeping, and I wake up like very very late in the day. and it still feels so good because from high school till the pandemic, till the lockdown, which lasted, I think, more than a year, when we needed to, in London, in UK, we needed to stay at home. I always needed to wake up like super early. And then in the pandemic, it's changed. And finally, I can sleep all day long because I work at nights. And yeah, so many things is different right now. They call it unsociable hours, but I really, really do prefer it this way. But I want to talk about culture shock, man. So I am from Eastern Europe, and the reason I told you this, because many times they call me to translate, and it comes very easy for me because I studied here and everything, so it's fine. I'm very, very quick, and I think I can be quite useful when I need to translate in all sort of settings. And what happened is today that actually I have my Achilles heel, my weak point, and it came to me as a surprise because everyone, hopefully everyone knows their strengths and weaknesses, and when you need to do something that you're not really good at, you obviously let everyone know that it's not something that you can perform 100%, 122%, and they hopefully acknowledge it, and then they make the necessary arrangements, or everyone tells you that they have high hopes and you just do it. But it's this Achilles heel. It really hit me. It really caught me off guard because I need to translate in a situation where someone needed to talk about emotions. And me personally, I never talk about emotions. And in the Eastern European culture, or even I can say that Central European culture, because Hungary is basically in Central Europe, but it doesn't really matter because for me the culture is very much Eastern European. We don't talk about emotions. I cannot say a single minute when someone said that, okay, let's go somewhere to a safe place, sit down and talk about emotions. You know what happened yesterday at 8 o'clock, how it made you feel, how it impacted you, how it changed your mood, what emotion invoked in you, and all that stuff. It's very, very strange for me, and because it's not part of our culture. It's, for example, if you ask a Hungarian how they are, how are you, hello, how are you, good afternoon, how are you, sir. It's in England it's absolutely normal. It's part of the greeting. But in East Europe, you never ask how are you, like never. It's not part of the culture. And talking about emotion, it's absolutely not part of the culture. And this is my Achilles heel, my weakness when I need to translate in this sort of situation, because obviously the Eastern European person is not gonna say anything because they don't understand, like, why do you why do you want to know how I felt yesterday at 8 o'clock? Why do you want to know how I felt when this and this happened to me? Like, that was yesterday. That's in the past. And yeah, it's a very, very strange, this sort of situation. So yeah, I needed to use all the words, all the phrases, all the expressions I know about emotion, and I try to have. But even for me, I really need to use my brain to make the things going, so there are no silences, so it doesn't look like that we don't want to participate. We absolutely wanted to, but the whole concept is very strange. And I was very lucky because the other day on TikTok, I found non-European, so not from Europe, from somewhere else, this person come from to the UK, to London actually, and he became a comedian, and he does these 1 minute sketches on TikTok, and and he was making fun of this non-European family, talking about something that is not part of their culture. And in that scene, they talked about something that how the family spends their free time or something, and it was not part of the culture to communicate about this, because it's a very it's all about working and complaining how hard the life is, and basically that's it. That's all the emotion you're gonna get, all the honesty you're gonna get, and that's all. Oh my god, today was something. I need to use all my creativity to be quick and and make the things going. Oh yes, this is really a culture shock, to talk about emotions, how things impact you and impacted you, and all that. It's very difficult for an Eastern European, and for a good reason. For Western Europe, it's not very difficult. I was watching a dating show the other day, and the they were from the United States, and they said, one of the guys said that he would never date a lady who's not going to the therapist regularly, because this is how we talk about emotion, how he get through things, understand things, understand more about himself, herself, and stuff. Oh my god, what a day, what a day. So in London there's always something.